Hello everybody, Sheriff Labrador and Dobie here.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. As you may have guessed, today we are escaping from Mr. Smiley's daycare. Let's get started.
It's hard not to notice all these neon arrows leading to the ventilation. By the way, didn't you find it strange that he was just standing there staring at us?
I think all these facts point to Mr. Smiley conducting experiments on us, or he's playing with us like we're lab rats.
You must be right, and he's just crazy. I think he'll be watching us through surveillance cameras throughout all the trials. Brr!
I agree, it's creepy, but we're sheriffs. We won't be scared by that.
Meanwhile, we're parkouring over pipes in the sewers. Did we fall into a manhole?
I don't remember that either. I think we entered through the ventilation, not a manhole. Everything in this daycare is so strange.
Well, it doesn't matter. The important thing is that I'm the best parkourist in our town, and we'll get through this challenge quickly.
Let's think about how we got here. We're not kids, after all.
It seems like there are two possibilities here. Either he's grabbing everyone and tossing them in a cell regardless of age, or he's a bit blind and didn't notice we're not kids.
It seems to me like he knew we were sheriffs and wanted to see if professionals could pass all his challenges.
That's also a great theory, but we still have to figure all of this out.
Oh, look, there's a big fan on the floor here. It blows so hard that we're being lifted up.
But we need to be careful and watch out for the laser to protect our heads.
Great job. We've reached the next obstacle. I see a grill ahead. It looks like we need to press these buttons to open it.
I hope we don't have to press them simultaneously.
Let's check it now. We just need to jump over this rotating platform.
We've been walking through this sewer for a long time. I have a question. Why is it so gigantic, and where does all this acidic water come from?
Great. There's just one button left. I don't understand why they made such a huge sewer, but I think the acid is what powers all these mechanisms and engines in these trials.
I remembered an interesting story about how we saved our city from an acid flood, but I'll tell it in a couple of minutes. So watch the video to the end, guys.
Great, the gates are open. Let's go.
Hold on, we need to pass one more rotating platform.
I know we can do it. This was a very simple challenge.
I'm still bothered by the fact that the sewer is connected to the ventilation. The whole daycare must smell awful.
It seems like it's depicted here that children love us and pull us towards the ground. What could this mean? And who leaves these drawings?
Wow, look, he's right in front of us. Why isn't he paying attention to us? I don't think he can't hear us.
I think he's deliberately ignoring us to attack when we least expect it.
Oh, you were right, but now we need to make a run for it.
He's very close. Ow! Oh no, what's happening? Where is he taking us?
If I'm honest, I didn't understand his intentions. Maybe he wanted to take us back to the cell but accidentally swallowed us.
It seems to me that those crawling kids distracted us. We need to check on this right now.
It looks like both Mr. Smiley and the kids are interested in us. They seem to be in it together. Perhaps he feeds them a special blend.
Great, it seems like we've confused him a bit and he's stuck. It's a good moment to make our escape.
It seems we need to jump into this hole. Goodbye, Mr. Smiley.
Hey, just don't crash on the way down.
Nice job, Dobie. We landed next to the ball pit. Let's keep going.
I already have an idea of what we need to do in this challenge. One pipe should be enough for us.
While we're going through this challenge, let's tell the guys the promised story.
With pleasure, I will tell this story. This day started off as usual, but soon we began receiving alarming reports from the townspeople. Water coming out of their taps was unusual, starting to acidify and even change color. Labrador and I were immediately dispatched to investigate this strange situation.
Arriving on scene, we inspected several homes and saw that the situation was indeed serious. Water flowing from the taps was not only acidic, but also of various colors, from green to purple. This immediately put us on alert because such a thing couldn't be a coincidence.
We began our investigation and soon discovered that the problem stemmed from an error by one of the sewer workers who had mistakenly connected the pipes beneath the laboratory. Waste from the lab, containing acidic substances, had started to flow into the city's water systems.
We realized that if we didn't stop this flow of acid, the city could be in danger. We urgently called in specialists to help us regain control of the situation and prevent further contamination of the water.
Through our combined efforts with our team, we set up temporary barriers and started pumping out the contaminated water from the system. While engineers worked to fix the errors, we ensured the safety of residents and coordinated the evacuation of those in particularly hazardous areas.
Wow, look, while we were telling the story, we reached the boss battle. The sign said we need to knock Mr. Smiley down. But how do we do that?
Let's get this sorted out. I noticed there are small children on his platform. I'm sure they'll be in our way.
Let's observe what he's going to do.
I think it's better to run before he jumps on us.
Oh, let's retreat.
2. We need to be more careful. Just like the sewer worker under the laboratory from our story.
I agree. He should have been more careful when he was fixing the pipes. But the main thing is that everything turned out fine, and this incident showed us how important it is to be vigilant and prepared to help, regardless of the job.
Oh no! Did you see how that kid sneakily grabbed our legs and wouldn't let go? Where does he get all that strength from? And he pulled us down too. But now we know we need to steer clear of those kids.
I got it. We need to lure him and wait until he starts attacking, then step aside at the right moment so he falls into the lava.
Ha ha ha! Why do these kids fly so amusingly into the stratosphere?
Why is he so close to the edge but not falling? Maybe we need to wait a bit longer or step back a bit later.
Try to step back as quickly as possible so he doesn't have time to react.
And also, we need to stand closer to the edge of this platform.
Oh no! One kid did manage to grab onto us after all. How did that happen? There were so few of them left here.
Yay! We dodged it! That's what you get, Mr. Smiley. I hope we don't encounter him again, and he won't hinder our escape from here.
Let's continue our escape. The main thing is not to fall now. That would be really frustrating, especially if we had to start the battle all over again.
Looks like we need to take the elevator. There are so many floors. It seems like this isn't a daycare, but an entire complex.
Wow! Just look at how enormous these rooms are. I can't believe all this was made by Mr. Smiley just to amuse himself by watching us go through these trials and fall into traps.
Oops. Yeah, this is all very strange and mystical. I wish the author had added some notes so we could better understand the plot. Damn. Here we go again with these rotating platforms, and there are 10 times more of them.
And I also see a bunch of swinging maces ahead. There must be 10 times more of them than in one of the previous trials. Why are we being tortured now if we defeated Mr. Smiley and there's no one left to watch us? Or maybe those little crawling kids are actually adult souls trapped in children's bodies. Brr.
And it's like the kids actually organized all of this, and Mr. Smiley was just a tool in their hands. That's truly creepy, Dobie, but I think we're overthinking it. This daycare couldn't have such a well-thought-out and captivating plot. We should save this idea and create a game like this. Guys, would you play a game created by Sheriff Labrador and Dobie?
Hey, that sounds like a great idea. Now we just need to learn how to create games. Speaking of games, since we're on the topic, let's tell the guys the story about how we saved our residents' computers from a massive virus outbreak.
Of course. Don't worry, there won't be any viruses in our game. It just happens to be a coincidence. This day seemed ordinary until we started receiving anxious calls from the town residents. Everyone was talking about strange updates on their computers that couldn't be postponed. Immediately after installing the updates, their screens were flooded with pop-ups, and some computers demanded ransom to unlock. Someone was so scared that they even threw their computer in the trash. Dobie and I realized this was serious and required immediate action.
Our first step was to determine the source of the problem. We found out that the operating system update came from one of the largest software companies. We went there to conduct our investigation.
At the company, we discovered that none of the employees were aware of what was happening. However, after carefully examining the security logs, we found out that a new employee had recently joined the company. This employee had been planning their sinister plan for years, writing the virus in advance and figuring out how to embed it into the update. He wrote it down on a flash drive and once he was hired, put his plan into action.
Realizing the need for swift action, we turned to the city's best programmers. Together, we started working on removing the virus and restoring the systems. We had to immerse ourselves in cybersecurity to understand how to combat this evil.
The process was complex and demanding. We had to develop special programs to remove the virus and recover data on infected computers. Programmers worked day and night, while we ensured coordination and support.
Thanks to our combined efforts and perseverance, we managed to create a program that eliminated the virus and restored the systems of the town's residents. We spread it through local media and social networks so everyone could download and install this fix.
Hooray! Dobie, we've escaped from that daycare. That means it's time for us to say goodbye. But it's not time to say goodbye because we're moving on to the next place. Hello, friends. It's me again, Sheriff Labrador, and today we have a special episode.
Hi, everyone. Yes, Sheriff Labrador, I am already excited.
Together with my loyal partner, Sheriff Dobie, we will tell you about the most beautiful and challenging mode in Roblox. Escape the Carnival of Terror Obby.
This mode is simply incredible. You enter a mysterious and eerie carnival full of dangers and unexpected twists.
Let's start from the very beginning. As soon as you enter the game, you are greeted by a spooky carnival lit only by dim lanterns. Dangerous traps and evil ghost clowns patrolling the area are scattered everywhere. Your task is to avoid them at all costs.
Exactly. The first stage is a maze of inflatable castles. You need to be very careful and quick not to fall into the clown's hands. I advise you to watch your step carefully to avoid the traps.
Yes, and that's just the beginning. Next, you will face the mirror room, where it is easy to get lost. The main thing here is to remember the path and not to panic. Mirrors can be deceiving, so don't let them confuse you.
And don't forget about the Ferris wheel. It looks beautiful, but inside it is full of dangerous mechanisms. You need to be very attentive and not stop, so you don't end up in a trap.
We need to go through these rusty pipes. Oh no, the fire touched us. We'll have to start over. And of course, we can't forget about the final part, the escape through the horror attraction. This is the most challenging part, where you will have to use all your skills and agility to reach the exit.
Friends, this mode is truly amazing. It is not only challenging, but also incredibly beautiful. We are sure you will love it. We are now in the very heart of the Carnival of Horrors, in the house of the Clownity. Just look at this grim place. We have to complete a parkour over old stinky pipes, and below us lies an abyss.
Yes, this is really frightening. The stinky pipes are not just a test of our agility, but also a true test of endurance. The foul smell is awful, but we need to focus and move forward.
Watch your step, Sheriff Labrador. If we slip, we'll fall into that bottomless pit. We need to be extremely careful and watch every step we take. Let's take this slowly and steadily.
Good plan, Sheriff Dobie. Do you see that narrow pipe ahead? We need to jump onto it and then move along the wall. The key is not to rush and to maintain our balance.
Great, I'm ready. Go ahead, Labrador, you first. I'll cover you. This is probably one of the toughest stages in this mode, but we'll make it, right?
Of course, Dobie. We're a team. Okay, one jump, then another. Carefully. Got it. Now it's your turn, Dobie.
Got it. I'm coming. One jump, another. Yes, I did it. Now we need to walk along this narrow pipe. It's slippery, so hold on tight.
Now we are in the scariest part, the torture room. There are saws everywhere, and we need to somehow make our way through this madness and get outside, where the clown's amusement park awaits us.
Yes, this is a real nightmare. These saws spin so fast that one mistake could cost us our lives. We need to move very carefully and precisely time our actions.
Look, Dobie, the saws move in a specific pattern. If you watch closely, you can catch the moment when they stop for a split second. That's when we need to dash through.
I made it through too. Can't you see me? Wow, look at this beautiful amusement park. The Ferris wheel, roller coasters, and so much more.
We're now running away from the scariest clown in this carnival. He wants to turn us into his dolls, and we urgently need to find a way to escape. Look, ahead of us is the Ferris wheel. That's our chance to get out.
Up, up! The clown is still behind us. Let's go, Labrador. We can do this.
Yes, we're at the top. What a view! From here, we can see the entire carnival. The clown won't catch us here.
Phew, that was intense. But we did it, Labrador. Now we're safe.
Guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us likes. It's the best gift from you that each of you can give us.
For subscribing, I'll tell you a secret story. Our adventure began when we received an urgent call to the amusement park. Who would have thought that a giant dinosaur would appear in this creepy carnival and start wreaking havoc?
Yes, when we arrived, the scene was just terrible. The dinosaur knocked over the Ferris wheel, and it started rolling towards the sea. We realized that if it wasn't stopped, there would be big problems.
The first thing we did was try to get the dinosaur's attention so it would stop destroying the park. Labrador, do you remember how we used loud noises to distract it?
Of course, Dobie. We started sounding sirens and launching fireworks. It worked, and the dinosaur temporarily stopped. This gave us some time to figure out how to stop the Ferris wheel.
The wheel was almost at the sea when we realized we could use construction cranes to hold it back. We quickly climbed the nearest cranes and started moving them towards the wheel.
It was tough, but we made it in time. We stopped the wheel and it ceased rolling. Meanwhile, the dinosaur started moving towards us again.
We knew we had to act quickly. While Labrador was dealing with the wheel, I went to find a way to calm the dinosaur. I found a big net and some strong tranquilizers. Just in time, we managed to sedate the dinosaur before it could start destroying everything again.
It was a real team effort. We saved the amusement park and prevented a huge disaster. Friends, always remember that in such situations, coordinated work and quick thinking are crucial.
Yes, Labrador, we did it! Friends, if you liked our story, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We are always ready for new adventures in the world of Roblox and are happy to share them with you.
Whoa, Dobie, this portal has teleported us to a new location. A volcano is erupting around us and lava is flowing beneath us. This is insane.
Yes, Labrador, this looks very dangerous. We have to be extremely careful. Look, there are many fire traps and challenging parkour ahead. We need to be quick and precise in our movements.
Right, Dobie, let's start by carefully observing the trajectory of these fire traps. We need to understand when they activate so we can dash through between the bursts.
Look, the first trap activates every 5 seconds. We have to wait for the right moment and quickly dash through. Ready?
Ready, 1, 2, 3, now. Great, I made it. Your turn, Dobie.
Here I go. Now! Whew! Made it! Look, ahead is a narrow bridge over the lava. It looks very fragile, so we need to move slowly and carefully.
Keep your balance, Dobie. Look straight ahead and don't look down. We can make it if we're careful. One step at a time. Great, we're almost to the other side.
We did it, but there's another big fire trap ahead. We need to wait for the right moment again and dash through quickly.
Right, let's focus. Ready? 1, 2, 3, now. Whew, that was close, but we did it. Next, we need to jump over the lava flows.
Labrador, look, these platforms are moving. We need to time our jumps correctly to avoid landing in the lava. I'll jump first. Now! Great! I'm on the platform. Your turn.
Hey, here I come. Jump. Made it. We're doing great, Dobie. Just a few more jumps and we'll reach a safe place.
Come on, Labrador. Just a bit more. Jump. And another. Yes, we did it. We made it through all the fire traps and parkour.
Wow, do you see how beautiful and spooky it is here? It looks like someone is having a party. So, shall we go to their house? This clown hasn't had enough of us yet, and now we're going to play some mini-games from him. Wish us luck, subscribers. Dobie, remember the story about the clown park? Recently, we were called to the clown park. There were rumors that everyone who visited the clown's room disappeared without a trace. We decided to investigate.
Yes, Labrador. Those rumors were too strange to ignore. When we entered the park, the atmosphere immediately felt sinister, especially that clown room.
Exactly, Dobie. The entrance to the room was decorated with rusty chains and cracked masks that seemed to watch our every move. We immediately felt that something was very wrong here.
Inside, it was even worse. The walls were covered with faded posters of circus performances that looked like they came from an old nightmare. The air was thick with the smell of mold and decay.
Agreed. There were dolls scattered haphazardly on the floor, looking like they had been thrown in a hurry. And the walls had strange stains that resembled dried blood.
And those eerie clown paintings on the walls. They were painted with such creepy precision that it felt like the clowns were about to come to life. In the corner of the room, we found a huge chest labeled toys. But when we opened it...
Yes, inside were old tattered clown costumes and wigs. And one more thing, a small diary where someone had detailed the disappearances. It was horrifying.
Reading those entries was chilling. They described how the clown lured his victims by offering them a special performance. But none of them ever returned. We knew we had to be extremely careful.
We continued to search the room and found a hidden door behind one of the posters. Behind it was a narrow corridor leading into the darkness. We decided we had to find out what was down there.
The corridor led us to a massive door, which we found out was the dressing room.
It seems this is where the clown turned people into his friends, applying makeup to make them unrecognizable. This explains why no one ever returned. Those who left this room were completely transformed. Even their close friends and family couldn't recognize them. This is pure madness. I'm really nervous too. You never know what's waiting around the next corner, but I think this ramp might be our way out of this level.
Hold on, Labrador. We're taking off. Oh no, what is this darkness?
Hooray! We made it through this level. Thanks for being with us. Stay tuned. There's a lot more exciting stuff ahead. Until next time.
Goodbye, and remember, always hold on tight on those roller coasters of horror.
Hello, dear friends. Today, Dobby and I will be playing the scariest map in Roblox, Doors. We are in for a lot of mysterious challenges, and most importantly, we'll be accompanied by various jump scares and a creepy atmosphere throughout the journey. We hope you enjoy watching.
Yes, hello everyone. That's right, Sheriff Labrador. The fans have been asking us to play this map a lot. Thanks to all the likes and comments. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, we've already passed through 2 rooms.
Dobby, finally, we'll test your mettle. You always say you're not afraid of anything, but on all the maps we've played, you've always tucked your tail in fear. Ha ha ha!
Let's focus on the game, Labrador. I hope you didn't forget to put on a diaper yourself.
Look at how many people are with us. I think they, like us, decided to test their nerves. Dobby, how often do you play horror games alone? I get really scared when I'm by myself. It's always less scary with friends.
I don't really like playing alone either. It's definitely calmer with friends. Plus, you can always chat and share interesting stories with friends. It's strange. We're already at the 10th door and haven't encountered a single monster. Maybe the game glitched?
I don't think so, Dobby. These kinds of games love to wait for just the right amount of time, and then a really scary monster suddenly jumps out at you.
Ah, did you see the lights flicker? I think that's a sign that a monster is about to attack.
What? Where did we get teleported to? What should we do? We probably just need to keep moving forward and not look back. It's really scary.
Oh, I get it. We can't just keep moving forward. Let's be careful and watch out for any signs or clues.
Exactly, Dobby. When the turnaround sign appears on the screen, we need to make sure we don't miss it. I hope our whole team handles this monster, or it'll be even scarier alone. By the way, where is everyone? Maybe they got teleported to a nearby room? If that's the case, how does this monster track each player? Maybe there are several of them.
You mean several identical monsters? That's not a bad theory. Maybe we're being teleported to different worlds altogether.
Yes, we defeated the first monster. Looks like our whole team is okay too. Great job, Dobby. It seems there are 2 doors here and only 1 is correct. Do you remember the number of the previous door? It seems it was the 11th door. Oh, there's no 12th door here at all.
I definitely remember that the previous door was number 13. It seems the girl sacrificed herself for our team. Oh no, she's fine. But it must have been painful.
What's that blue light? Could it be another monster attacking us so quickly? I better just walk past as quickly as possible. It's not bothering me anyway. Looks like it was harmless.
We've already encountered 2 monsters. I wonder how many more there are. Please write in the comments. What do you think, Sheriff Labrador? How many doors will we pass today? Judging by our pace, we have a chance to reach the 100th door and beat the game. I really hope so.
I think we'll reach the 50th door. While you were talking, we met an absolutely identical monster with a blue glow. It seems to exist solely to psychologically scare us with its presence. Such jump scares only work on kids. But we've seen worse, haven't we? Perhaps the farther we go, the more frequently we'll encounter monsters. I wonder if it's possible for there to be 10 monsters in one room at once.
Let's keep going. I think we'll encounter a new monster soon. And here comes an attack. The lights are flickering again. Let's run into the closet.
Well, where is it? Was that attack fake and they just scared us? Listen to the sounds. Something cracked, probably the light bulbs.
It seems like we're about to suffocate. We should have practiced holding our breath. Ah, did you see that? Someone just ran by. It's a new monster.
We've already passed 20 rooms, though I don't see one of our team members. Hopefully he'll catch up if you're not dead. Here's a grill. Is this the end? Oh no, it seems we need to do something in the basement to open the gate of the grill. Maybe we need to find something like a button or a lever.
Yes, I think there will definitely be something useful here. Maybe even a flashlight. I think I see a lever behind the grill. Great. He did it.
Let's tell the guys a scary story with an unexpected ending about how you and I went on a spooky quest.
Oh no, just don't remind me of that. I just forgot.
Once I, Sheriff Labrador, along with my partner Dobby, decided to unwind a bit and accept an invitation to a new quest that had opened nearby our precinct. It was called the Labyrinth of Horrors, and we were assured it would be a fun experience. We arrived at the quest, and right at the entrance, we were greeted by an ominous atmosphere. Dim lighting, gloomy decorations, and eerie sounds. But we were confident. What could frighten 2 sheriffs who had been through so many trials?
As we entered the maze, I was full of determination to prove that we weren't easily frightened. The first rooms were amusing, strange sounds and flashes of light. But the further we went, the scarier it became. In one of the rooms, vicious creatures suddenly appeared. Labrador seemed unfazed, but I could feel my heart pounding more and more. It was especially terrifying to encounter a huge wolf that unexpectedly leaped out of the shadows. We kept going, and the tension was mounting. At one of the turns, we were confronted by a group of terrifying clowns, their menacing grimaces and sinister laughter making me flinch. I tried to hold it together, but fear was starting to take over.
In one of the last rooms, just when we thought nothing could be scarier, a huge bear with glowing eyes suddenly leaped out from around the corner. Dobie flinched and I felt him wobble slightly. At that moment, I heard a faint sound and realized that Dobie was genuinely scared. I looked at him and saw a dark stain spreading on his pants, which amused me a lot, but I tried not to show it. We hurried towards the exit, where the quest operator greeted us with a wide smile on his face. We pretended like everything was under control, but I knew that this experience would stay with us for a long time.
Wow, I'd rather forget about it forever, like a bad dream. Why did you record it on video? Now everyone will find out about it. How am I supposed to walk down the street calmly now?
Don't worry, you don't get recognized on the street as often as I do. By the way, do you remember the number of the last door? It was 29, so we should go to the 30th. Hey, girl, this way for us. Open this door.
Oh no, she can't hear you. Write in the chat. But you don't have to write anymore. I hope she survived. Let's just open this door ourselves.
Wow, we found a lockpick. We definitely need to try it out.
My nose is itching. That's not a good sign.
Do you see that? There are scary eyes on the wall. Maybe it's a new monster, and you're not supposed to look at them? Although, we would have died long ago. Let's just keep going.
It suddenly got really dark. The perfect moment to scare us. Did you hear that? Ah!
Pooh, that was really scary. I hope you didn't wet yourself, because ahead of us awaits one of the bosses of this map. Seek.
Very funny. You screamed just as loudly as I did. Better prepare yourself mentally. We'll need to run and crawl through obstacles during the battle with the boss.
How do you know all this, Dobie?
To be honest, I've been preparing.
So you wouldn't be scared?
As you can see, it didn't help much.
Here it comes, it's starting. My paws are already sweating. Phew, let's go.
Run, run, run.
Don't worry, Dobie, we got this. The main thing is to stay alert.
I hope we won't get crushed by a wardrobe. Just don't look back or you might trip and fall.
Did you notice that during the boss battle, we also pass through doors because the room number increases?
That's true. It would be nice to make it all the way to the end of the game like this, because this boss is easier than the boss at the 50th door.
The main thing is not to get caught in the fire. Ouch, it seems like I just singed my tail.
Hooray, we did it. Look how we left him behind. He seemed quite slow. Let's tease him, ha ha ha.
Just be careful. The door might suddenly slam shut and we'll be left alone with him.
Looks like he slammed into the door at full speed, but serves him right. It seems like there are fewer and fewer of us, which doesn't make me happy, but it also shows that you and I are doing pretty well. Maybe we really will make it to the last door.
Meanwhile, we're almost to another boss. Figure. Oh, the lights are flickering again, but we already know what to do.
As far as I know, there are 2 types of monsters on this map that you need to hide from in the closet. The first one is Rush, and the second one is Ambush. The difference is that Ambush can fly by several times in a row, and you can't stay in the closet for too long.
Oh no, Dobie, this guy for some reason came out of the closet too early. I feel sorry for him. He probably blinked and thought the monster had already left. Sigh. Minus one more team member. Well, at least we got his lockpicks and lighter. Let's tell the guys an interesting story about how we saved the city from the cunning plan of a mad scientist to infect all electronic devices. This was the time when we, Sheriff Labradors and Dobie, decided to take a break from our usual work and head to the gaming club in the heart of the city. We couldn't afford to relax often, but sometimes we needed a bit of entertainment too. As soon as we entered the gaming club, we were surrounded by the sound of coins, flashing lights, and excited voices. We headed towards the arcade machines, and I noticed an old machine in the corner that always caught my attention.
We forgot about our work and got completely immersed in the world of arcade games. But suddenly, one of the machines malfunctioned. The screen started flickering and occasionally showed strange images that evoked horror and fear. People began to scream and panic.
We immediately realized that something was wrong. Dobie and I decided to check what was happening with this machine. When we approached it, I noticed a strange device connected to its back panel. It seemed to be some kind of signal transmission device.
While we were dealing with this, we received a call from the sheriff's office. It turned out that electronic devices throughout the city had started displaying similar symptoms. We realized that this was not a coincidence, but the cunning plan of some mad scientist.
We rushed to take action. Our top priority was to find this scientist and stop him before he caused even more damage to our city. We used all of our skills and resources to track down his whereabouts.
Thanks to our persistence and cooperation, we managed to find his hideout in an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city. He was attempting to activate his device to cause even more chaos, but we thwarted him just in time.
We arrested him and prevented a catastrophe. This incident reminded us that even during leisure time, we must always be vigilant and ready to act when necessary. And although this experience was scary and tense, we were able to overcome it together, like true partners and friends.
Yes, it's wonderful to be a sheriff and have such a loyal and wonderful partner like you. Here we go, Sheriff Labrador. We've reached the next boss. We need to prepare ourselves mentally because it's going to be very challenging.
So, dear friends, this video is coming to an end. If you want to see the continuation of our game, please like and subscribe to the channel. Well, we're not saying goodbye. Hello, everyone. Today we will be playing Disaster Island Survival.
Everything is correct, Sheriff Labrador. We are about to face several catastrophes. We will test our resilience and learn how to act in such situations.
As you could see in the distance, there is an island where we will find ourselves in a few moments, and we will strive to remain calm in order to make clear decisions.
We have spawned. It seems to be a large cottage, and there are even villas on the beach.
And palm trees. We need to grab a couple of coconuts just in case there is a zombie apocalypse and we need to survive in a bunker.
I don't think we will face such a tough challenge right away. First, there should be a catastrophe, not survival.
Just look at this. There is even an elevator. It's a very luxurious cottage. I would stay here for a couple of weeks.
You know, it would be too much space for just the two of us and quite boring as well. I would invite all our friends.
I agree with you on that. We would have a great time here. But it seems the catastrophe is starting. It looks like there will be a heavy rain.
I'm afraid this is a sign that a flood is coming. We need to get as high as possible.
One moment, I want to confirm our suspicions. What if it's just a heavy rain?
No, it's very clear how quickly the water is covering everything on the ground.
I see the highest spot on this map. Let's climb up there.
Looks like we made it to the highest point, Labrador, just in time too. The water's rising fast.
Yeah, but it's getting crowded up here. We need to be careful. One wrong move and we could be knocked right into the water.
I know. If we fall in, we'll get soaked. And with this cold wind, we'll be shivering in no time. Not to mention the risk of getting sick.
Let's stay close to the center and keep our eyes open. If anyone gets too close, we'll politely remind them to give us some space.
Look, it seems the water has stopped rising. Maybe we can go a bit lower. It's safer there.
Good idea. There, we won't be crowded with others.
Look where the guy in the elevator went. He's going to drown.
Oh no, it looks like the water jammed the elevator's electronics and it's sinking. Poor guy.
Oh no! Someone pushed us into the water. Now our paws are wet. Why didn't we go to a deserted place like I said?
Hooray, buddy! We survived our first catastrophe. Now we know we need to be careful in crowds and always stay higher up.
All right, it looks like this is the Roblox office. Let's take the elevator to the top floor.
Oops, I hope that wasn't us who broke it. There will be a lot of people in the elevator now. We need to quickly press the button so they won't be able to get in.
Guys, you can't jump in the elevator or it might stop and you'll have to wait for the repairman.
I wonder if the guys who didn't get in the elevator with us will be able to escape the catastrophe. What if there's an earthquake now and we'll be in a disadvantageous position?
Someone didn't manage to get out of the elevator and they went down.
Judging by the warning, there's going to be a tsunami, so we were right to climb as high as possible. Great.
I wonder whose workspace is right in front of the elevator. It's not convenient, and the sounds of the moving elevator will be disturbing.
2 antennas. Let's climb up to the highest one.
I don't think there's a need to climb so high. And besides, there's a very high chance of falling and breaking into pieces up there.
Don't worry, Dobie. You remember that I'm a born parkourist.
Of course I remember. Here comes a giant wave. Let's tell the guys how you realized that parkour was for you and how you trained for it.
Of course. Back in the distant past, when I was still in school, I couldn't even imagine that parkour would become my calling. At that time, I was just an ordinary boy who spent more time with textbooks than outside.
Yes, but you always showed interest in physical activity. Do you remember how we often played games in the yard that involved running and jumping?
Of course I remember, but parkour, it was something completely new to me.
Hooray, we've overcome another catastrophe.
Oh, right, where did I leave off? It all started by chance. One day, I saw a guy on the street effortlessly overcoming obstacles, as if dancing with them. I really liked it, so I decided to give it a try.
And how did it go?
Well, at first, it wasn't easy. I often fell and got bruises, but I didn't give up. I wanted to get better, so I kept training. Every day, I went out and jumped over railings, ran on roofs, and looked for new ways to move.
And eventually, you became a true master of parkour.
Yes, it was a long journey, but I realized that parkour is not just a sport, it's a way of life. It's about freedom, creativity, and self-confidence. And when I became sheriff, these qualities helped me in my work.
You're right, Labrador. Your experience in parkour has made you even more effective and flexible in fighting crime.
It looks like we're near an erupting volcano. Why would anyone build something close to a volcano? It's so dangerous.
Let's hope that the bubbling lava won't come flying at us directly in the face. Probably to prevent that from happening, we should move further away.
For example, we could squeeze in here between the containers, although it's very narrow and probably hard to breathe.
Then we should look around and find a better option. We could also try to hide in a house. At least there's a roof there.
Well, let's give it a try. The main thing is to have a good reaction in case the lava starts melting the wall and floor and flies towards us.
Labrador, let's talk about lava.
Okay. You know, Dobie, lava is such a fascinating and at the same time terrifying natural phenomenon.
Absolutely, Lab. Lava is both beautiful and deadly. It's amazing how something so destructive can also create new land.
Right? The sheer heat of it is incredible. Did you know that lava can reach temperatures of over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit?
That's scorching. It's hard to imagine something that hot, and the way it flows, almost like a slow-moving river, but with the potential to obliterate everything in its path.
It's a powerful reminder of the Earth's inner forces. I read somewhere that lava comes from the mantle, which is a part of the Earth that we'll never see, but it influences so much of what happens on the surface.
Yeah, and when it cools, it forms new rocks and even entire islands. It's like nature's way of recycling and renewing itself. It's hard to believe that all of this was created over time. Evolution is an amazing thing.
While we were talking about lava, we survived the catastrophe. So it looks like this place sells cars. As usual, let's take the elevator to the top floor.
I hear the sounds of breaking glass. I don't understand why they're breaking it. It could have protected us during a catastrophe.
In a few seconds, we'll find out what kind of catastrophe we'll be facing. In the meantime, we can explore the building.
Wow, there's a car. Let's try to take it for a ride.
Let's try it. Just make sure we get in faster than that guy.
We did it. We can go. Oh no, an earthquake. We need to get out of here quickly.
My God, the wheel came off out of nowhere. How are we going to leave from here?
Let's try to get into the elevator. Maybe we can still escape from here.
What? Ouch! The ceiling collapsed on us. I'm hitting the gas as hard as I can.
Come on, elevator. Why aren't you moving?
We made it. Now we'll escape.
Why is it so slow?
Half of the building has already collapsed.
No, our car completely fell apart. What a pity. I really wanted to drive around the streets.
I can't get out. For some reason, I'm being pushed back. It's probably the 9.0 earthquake.
We made it out, but unfortunately, our car didn't survive.
Let's tell the guys the story of how we saved the city from destruction. It was an ordinary day in our quiet town when suddenly everything changed. The ground started shaking, houses were cracking at the seams, and panic filled the streets. Dobie and I, the sheriffs of this town, immediately knew we were dealing with something unusual.
We quickly gathered the people to find out what was happening, but I had my suspicions.
Yes, Dobie suspected it wasn't a simple earthquake. While he talked to the residents, I went to the scientific center on the outskirts of town. There, learning from the scientists that they were conducting experiments with earthquakes, I realized the cause was human intervention.
We couldn't allow this experiment to lead to a catastrophe. Together with Lab, we developed a plan of action. We had to stop the earthquake and save the city.
After evacuating people from the danger zone, we started taking action. The scientific team helped us develop methods to minimize the consequences of the experiment and soften the blow.
Through our combined efforts, we managed to prevent further destruction and save our city from disaster. It was a real challenge, but we did it together, Labrador, and the city is grateful to us for that.
Meanwhile, we're riding up the mountain on a ski lift. It's a shame we didn't bring skis.
I noticed that the wind is very strong and we're swaying. I hope we're strapped in. I'm not very fond of heights either.
Oh no, the acid rain has started. We need to urgently take cover under a roof.
It's too small a house. I don't think it will withstand the acid for long. Let's move to the neighboring large house.
I agree with you. A wall has already been blown away. Let's run.
We need to think through our actions a bit to anticipate all the consequences and prevent failure.
Horror, she didn't make it in time.
It's good that we have a small supply of health-restoring provisions in our bag.
By the way, there was once acid rain in our city too. Let's tell how it was. It was one of those days when everything around seemed calm until this nightmare began. The sky turned dark and acid rain started falling on the streets. The townsfolk were in panic, and we, Sheriffs Dobie and I, realized we needed to act urgently.
First, we had to calm the people down and organize the evacuation of those in danger zones. But then we decided to find out the cause of this nightmare.
And we were shocked to learn that it was all caused by a mad scientist conducting weather experiments. He accidentally triggered this acid rain and couldn't stop it.
We realized we had no time for deliberation. We needed to act fast to save the city. We assembled a team of rescuers and headed to the scene.
We devised a plan to stop the rain and clean the air from acid fumes. It was dangerous, but we had to take risks.
With the help of special devices and chemical agents, we managed to neutralize the acid precipitation and prevent further destruction.
Great, we've even survived this catastrophe.
It was great fun, Labrador.
Yeah.
Well, folks, our video is coming to an end, which means it's time to remind you to like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to see the second episode of this Roblox place, let us know in the comments, and we won't say goodbye.
What? Where are we, Dobie?
I don't know, but it looks a lot like a children's room with toys everywhere.
Wait a minute, it can't be. This looks like the
Evil Doll's room.
Hello, everyone. Today, Dobie and I are going to escape from the Evil Doll's house. What will we encounter?
And what awaits us will be a multitude of amazing and mysterious challenges. Our goal is not only to escape, but also to defeat the evil doll herself.
Just look at this room. It even has a special atmosphere that makes you start to feel like a child again.
I completely agree with you, Labrador. Today we will also plunge into childhood and explore the house of this doll.
So, it looks like we need to go through this small passage. The arrows lead to the house. Hopefully, the battle with the doll won't start too soon.
We picked up some candy. I wouldn't try it. She might have poisoned it. We need to find 10 of these candies.
It seems like we need to jump here. Let's postpone it for a bit and explore this house. Maybe we'll find something useful here.
Great. It wasn't in vain that we looked around. We found another candy.
Hooray! Checkpoint so we can die.
How much she loves herself, hanging her own portraits. I think you took your phrase too seriously. There was no need to die for a check.
I accidentally thought it was okay to walk there.
Ahead is another hole. Where are we descending to? It's like we're not far from hell.
Doesn't look like hell. It's a mountain of dishes here.
Listen, for me, a mountain of dishes is hell. I hate washing them.
And I'm the opposite. I enjoy it. I turn on my favorite playlist and sing along. It really lifts my spirits.
It's very strange. It seems like this place hasn't been cleaned in years. Maybe instead of washing dishes, she just buys new ones?
Yeah, that seems to be the case. I can't think of any other explanation for this mess.
It feels like we still have forever to go. I don't see the end in the distance. These arrows do have a mesmerizing effect, almost as if they're intentionally arranged to create an illusion or induce hallucinations.
Did you notice that in this room the floor is lava? But I see roses in this lava. It seems like these are hallucinations.
I see them too. Great, we've reached another checkpoint.
It seems like there's finally an end. Phew, I hope the next location won't involve parkour. I'm a bit tired already.
Some creepy toys, perhaps a demon has possessed them, or the souls of children are trapped inside them. Brr! Scary. By the way, did you know that in Poppy Playtime, the toys aren't actually bloody, but it's a mixture of red Poppy? I recently studied the storyline of this game. It's very interesting.
No, I didn't know. I'll definitely check it out in my free time, but just look at how we were fooled. It turns out we didn't see the real end, but now we can see the house in the distance. It seems like we should head there.
Let's hurry up then. I can even see a Ferris wheel. It's a very interesting location. I'd like the amusement park to be close to our police station.
Hey, Dobby, have you ever thought about candies?
Of course, Lab. Who doesn't love sweets?
True that. But do you have a favorite candy?
Well, I think my choice is chocolate candies with nuts. What about you?
I prefer caramel candies. They're like a sweet sound in the middle of the workday.
Agreed. Sometimes caramel can be a real lifesaver. But you know what's even better than candies?
I don't think anything can be better than candies. Well, maybe Even more candies.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on the same page with you. Candies are just incredibly delicious.
You just look at her. Why is she sitting there staring at us and didn't even say hello?
It seems to me she pretended to be an inanimate doll, but was actually watching us.
Then it's even scarier. Maybe we need to walk around here and find a way to open the gates.
Here it is, the button. Looks like we need to press 3 of these.
It says you can hide here. Looks like we're about to face some dangerous challenge.
Let's go.
And here she is, descending on her long braids. How does she see anything with those eyes?
Oops, let's hide quickly. I want to watch her from a safe place.
Let's climb higher. Maybe she won't notice us that way.
Did you see that? Her braids just flickered past the room. I'd hold my breath.
We mustn't forget our current task, namely to press 2 more buttons.
It's good that we took a look around. It's never unnecessary. Actually, I see quite a few rooms here where we can hide, so this challenge will be very easy for us, especially considering that we have experience as sheriffs.
I constantly hear her whispering. It's very unsettling.
Oh no, she's behind us. We need to hurry and press this button and hide. Let's lighten the mood and ease the tension by telling the folks a couple of interesting stories.
Okay, let me get started. It was a regular morning in our quiet town. Sheriff Dobie and I decided to relax a bit and headed to our favorite corner cafe to enjoy some delicious donuts and good conversation. Just as we were starting to savor the aroma of fresh donuts, our tranquility was suddenly disrupted. We received a call from the evil ice cream vendor who allegedly hypnotized children with his ice cream and demanded ransom. Without hesitation, we abandoned the donuts and rushed to the scene. The situation was serious, and we needed to act quickly. Upon arrival at the ice cream stand, we found a group of children with blank, trance-like stares, as if they were indeed under hypnosis. We realized that the ice cream contained some strange component that affected the children's minds. Without wasting any time, we devised a plan. I distracted the ice cream vendor by asking him questions about his ice cream, while Dobie searched for and destroyed the source of the hypnotic influence. Thanks to our coordinated efforts, we were able to expose the villain and free all the children from his control. We apprehended the ice cream vendor and handed him over to the police.
Great story, Labrador. In the meantime, we've passed the first mini challenge and are tackling the parkour again. Let me continue our tales. Waking up to the unexpected sounds of fireworks, I immediately sensed that something was amiss. After all, it was still early in the morning, and such loud noises didn't fit the usual order of things in our town. Getting out of bed, I realized that I needed to check what was going on. Stepping outside, my nose caught something strange. The smell of smoke and fire. Sheriff Labrador, my faithful partner, was already waiting for me outside my house, and his expression said it all. Something serious had happened. Following our instincts, we decided to investigate the area where we heard the fireworks. Soon enough, we found the source of the smoke. A warehouse storing goods for our town was on fire. We quickly approached the scene and began unraveling the puzzle. The traces left at the crime scene told us that it was the work of malicious criminals, unwilling to bring anything good to our town. Gathering all possible evidence, we concluded that our task was to find the culprits and prevent further attacks on our community. Thanks to our efforts and meticulous investigation, we were able to track down the criminals and arrest them before they could do any more harm.
Dobie, you remembered another captivating story as well, but I can already feel that we're close to our goal. The final battle with the boss, the evil doll, is just around the corner. But before that, I want to share one more of my stories. After a long and well-deserved break, when Dobie and I finally returned to work, I felt full of enthusiasm and ready for action. However, to our surprise, the first few hours on duty were completely calm. Not a single call came in, and I began to find it suspicious. Suspicions grew when I noticed that our antenna wasn't transmitting signals. Apparently, something had happened to the wires. We started checking and found that the wires had been chewed through. The culprit turned out to be an evil raccoon, who clearly didn't want us to receive calls and be able to help people. Realizing immediately that our communication was disrupted, I pressed the SOS button to alert the other sheriffs about the problem. We couldn't afford to leave our town unprotected due to unexpected technical issues. Soon after that, the calls started pouring in one after another. It was obvious that people needed our help, and there was no time to waste. Dobie and I immediately headed to the scenes to assist those in need.
Oh my God, while you were telling us your story, we've already started battling the evil doll. Let's give her a fight.
Did you see how that giant candy nearly hit us on the head? We need to not only aim at it, but also dodge its attacks.
She seems to really love sweets. How is she not stuck in another place? Oh, she's a doll.
Shoot more accurately, our shots are missing.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
By the way, Dobie, have you ever thought about the harm of sweets?
Of course, Lab. Sweets can be delicious, but they can also be harmful, especially if consumed in excess.
Exactly. I've noticed that lately our residents have been consuming too many sweets. This can lead to health problems, especially for children.
Yes, and not just for children. We need to inform our citizens about the importance of balanced nutrition and limiting the consumption of sweets.
Agreed. Let's organize a campaign to educate people about the dangers of excessive sugar consumption. Together, we can make our city healthier and stronger.
Yes, we did it. Well done, Sheriff Labrador.
Hold on, maybe we haven't won yet. I'm not quite sure what she's doing right now.
It seems like I understand what's about to happen, and I'm glad about it.
Oh my, what a ridiculous death. It must be quite embarrassing, especially considering she almost had us for dinner.
Absolutely! It's time to celebrate our victory for real now!
Sometimes even the cringiest dances feel like a victory lap, don't they?
I agree with you, but it's still good that other players don't see it.
It seems like we've reached the end of this place, which means it's time to wrap things up. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching us escape from this house today, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. And of course, don't forget to suggest other Roblox places for us to play. We're not saying goodbye. See you later. Hello again, friends. This time we're going to escape from a grade school breakout, and this annoying teacher is going to try and stop us.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. He's sleeping so soundly that he didn't even wake up when we were jumping on his belly.
Just in case, let's get out of here quickly.
As per tradition, let's crawl into the vent. It always leads to some interesting events.
I wonder why the school's ventilation system is so gigantic. Maybe there's something secret hidden behind it?
I agree. Everything here looks very strange and mysterious, like we weren't supposed to see this.
During our adventure, we still have many secrets and mysteries of this school to uncover.
That sounds very exciting. I can't wait for us to encounter our first challenges.
I think we have a lot ahead of us, so guys, make sure to watch this video until the end.
I think we're almost through this rather long parkour in the ventilation shaft. It'll always remain a mystery to me why it's so big. Back in my day, when I was in school, the cooking smells from the cafeteria would spread to all the classrooms, and we could tell what today's meal would be just by the scent before lunchtime.
Hey, Dobie, remember the delicious food they served us in the school cafeteria?
Of course, Labrador. Those meat pies were so good, I still remember their taste.
And remember that time I accidentally spilled an entire bowl of soup on the teacher's head?
How could I forget? You were so excited about those pies that you didn't notice how close you rolled up to the table.
The teacher looked so funny with soup splattered all over their face. I still don't understand how I managed to do that.
And then there was that time we had a competition to see who could eat more of those pies at once. You almost finished a whole basket, remember?
Oh yes, I was a real gourmet back then. I even tried to convince the teacher to add a few more servings.
And then, when we got to math class, both of us sat with 3 pies in our stomachs and happily relaxed through the lesson.
Ha ha ha, those were the days. Such funny and tasty moments in our school cafeteria.
Indeed, Labrador, we were lucky with that food. Sometimes I think it was those pies that got us through those physics classes.
The true power of pies. They made our school days tastier and more enjoyable.
While we were praising our school cafeteria, the teacher woke up and is now swiftly hunting us down. Judging by that gigantic arrow, we definitely need this key to escape from that nasty teacher.
Now we just need to find the hole where we can insert this key.
Here it is. They've marked it so blatantly, even for the dimmest among us.
By the way, guys, if you want us to play Among Us in the recording, write about it in the comments.
Quite a coincidence, but that's not the point right now. It seems we've moved to the next location, namely the gymnasium of this school. This place is starting to scare me more and more. I don't think this school was designed for giants.
Let's talk about our school's gym to ease the tension.
Labrador, remember our gym classes in school? We were so lucky to have that big gym.
Of course, Dobie. Those were the days when we happily ran and jumped around that gym. And remember how big and high the gymnastics vault was?
Yeah, it was a real challenge for us. We jumped over it, trying to outdo each other. But you, Labrador, always nailed it with your jumps.
Aw, come on, Dobie. I just love the feeling of flying. Those gym classes and jumping over the vault inspired me to learn parkour. Remember when I started doing tricks on our old playground?
Oh, definitely. You did such amazing jumps and tricks that all our friends would gather to watch you. You were always the center of attention.
Those gym classes gave me so much energy and confidence. I felt so free and powerful when I performed those tricks.
And I still sometimes think about how we used to race each other around the gym, trying to beat records. Such wonderful times.
Yeah, Dobie, we experienced a lot in that gym. And perhaps that's where my passion for parkour began. Thanks for reminding me of those fun and exciting moments of our youth.
No problem, Labrador. Those memories will always be with us. And who knows, maybe one day we'll gather again in the gym for a couple of tricks.
That would be awesome. But for now, let's see what else interesting happens in our future adventures.
And here we've stumbled upon an adventure. We need to run away from this nasty teacher. He's gotten himself a Segway somewhere. Looks like he thinks it's the best way to catch us.
It seems that to hide from him, we need to go into that restroom. Oh, he's not backing off from us. We need to search for something in the stalls.
Oh no! He caught up with us. We must have done something wrong. We need to figure out what.
I think we just chose the wrong route, and at some point he started catching up with us. Also, maybe we rushed and didn't thoroughly check the restroom stalls. I think we'll find something useful there, no matter how strange that sounds.
Okay, I have an idea. Let's try to trick him and run around that column. I think he'll get confused or run into it and fall, giving us a time advantage so we can check the restroom.
Dobie, it looks like your plan didn't work. He just went right through it.
Plan B, go wherever we can. Well, great, he's stuck on the toilet, and we can continue our escape.
As always, the ventilation saved us. I think I'll start dreaming about them soon.
Oh, this challenge is a piece of cake. We'll get through it on the first try. The question remains, who built an obstacle course in the school's ventilation system?
Dobie, why do you think someone decided to build this obstacle course in the school?
Oh yeah, Labrador, I don't even have a guess.
Maybe the principal of this school organized it?
It's possible, but I think there's something more to it.
What do you mean, some kind of conspiracy?
Well, think about it. We've seen the teacher appear in some of the challenges and chase us. Doesn't that seem strange to you?
Yes, it does seem suspicious. Maybe he's hiding something, or someone ordered him to build this obstacle course.
Possibly. Maybe it's an experiment or training for something bigger. In any case, we need to be on our guard.
Agreed. We need to find out the truth. Maybe we should talk to other teachers or even the principal.
Good idea. But for now, let's focus on getting through these challenges and figuring out what's going on here.
Exactly, Dobie. And be prepared for anything. Maybe we'll find answers to our questions and understand why this obstacle course appeared in this school.
Meanwhile, let's stick together and stay alert. We will definitely find out what's behind this.
Dobie, I remembered an interesting story related to school. Let's tell it to the guys. It was a regular day at school when Dobie and I decided to stay for extended classes. We had a lot of homework and wanted to finish it before dark. The teachers left and we stayed in the library, immersed in textbooks and notebooks.
Yes, we didn't even notice how time flew by. Suddenly, around 6 in the evening, the lights went out in the school. We looked around and realized we were alone. It was a bit spooky, to be honest.
At first, I thought it was just a power outage. But then we heard the main door slam shut. We ran to it, but it turned out the school was locked for the night, and we were truly alone.
I remember us standing by the door, in the dark, realizing we would have to spend the night at school. It was both scary and exciting. We decided to explore the building to find flashlights or candles.
We walked down the long hallways, lighting our way with our phones. In the gym, we found some candles left over from an event. We lit them and felt a bit calmer.
The candlelight gave the school a magical look. We started exploring the classrooms. In one of them, we found an old box of board games. We decided to play a game of chess to pass the time.
Yes, that was fun. But then we remembered the kitchen in the cafeteria. We went there and discovered some cookies and juices were left. We had a little picnic right on the floor.
After our impromptu feast, we went back to the assembly hall. There was a projector and we found some old movies. We played one of them and had our own movie night.
It was amazing. We sat in the hall, surrounded by silence and the flickering of candles, watching an old black and white film. At some point, I forgot we were in school and that we were accidentally locked in.
When the movie ended, it was already late. We laid out mats and set up sleeping spots in the library. Before sleeping, we chatted a bit about our adventures and how much fun we had.
In the morning, the teachers who came to open the school woke us up. They were surprised to see us, but we explained what had happened. In the end, we became local legends. The sheriffs who spent the night at school.
Yes, it was an unforgettable night. Sometimes the most unexpected situations can turn into real adventures. The key is to stay optimistic and always find ways to have fun.
Oh my god. Dobie, while we were telling our story, we reached the final battle with the main boss.
That crazy teacher souped up his Segway, attached a couple of book shooting cannons to it, and now he's shooting at everything that moves.
We were really lucky to find a weapon in our pocket. It turned out to be a juice box straw, but hey, it's better than nothing. Let's shoot spitballs at him.
We shoot spitballs so quickly. Have you been practicing?
Of course not. I'm just getting used to it.
Wow! It looks like he's about to burst any moment now.
Hooray! You guessed it. Great job. I knew we'd breeze through this easily.
Oops! We could keep spitting on ourselves and everyone around us. Let's keep this straw to ourselves.
Wow, the school bus. Looks like our way to escape is to get on it.
Remember, Labrador, how fun it was riding with classmates on the yellow school bus?
Oh yes, those were the days. We sat at the back, looking out the window, and solved puzzles from books along the way.
Sometimes the driver would tell us funny stories or jokes, and how excited we were when we picked up our friends at the bus stop.
And remember how sometimes we would jump on the seats when no one was looking? It was so much fun and such a memorable time.
Yeah, it's a shame we can't do that anymore. School buses really are a special childhood memory.
Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.
See you soon.